Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the adventure mode, where today we have one very simple goal, and that is to fight the strongest enemies the adventure mode will provide, which means we're going to be destroying a lot of titans, but I am now going to dedicate a fair few hours into just trying to find the strongest enemies and either destroying them or being destroyed by them. This may be the last episode of the season, perhaps or more. We'll see what ends up happening. Now, off camera, I've been a little bit busy over the last couple of days, since I wasn't really feeling up to recording. I am mostly better now, but the tiredness is still really sticking with me, and it is making it a bit difficult to just talk and stuff. So I've changed up the colour scheme of the ship, done some internal work, so now we have way less materials to repair, which is quite a problem, and I've even added a detection system. This ship can now see the enemy, which is certainly something interesting. So the detection system is over here on the back, something subtle, you know, something simple, and that's able to communicate with the rest of the craft. Yeah, I think that'll work. So what we have here is a Titan which has gone through some physical and mental conditioning, you know, to make sure it knows who are the good guys and who it should shoot with lasers. Now this was originally designed, or at least originally converted I should say, a long time ago in a prior campaign. It is the Bloodhound. Now the Bloodhound here is interesting to say the least. I actually had to spend over 12 hours to make sure this thing would work in the current mode. Everything was broken. The only thing of the original Titan which still remains is the outside armor and the engines. That is it. Everything else has been altered except for a few of the turning blocks. These missiles weren't in the original. The laser system has been completely rehauled, and it no longer has defensive lasers, only offensive lasers, because hitting things is fun. We have large missiles here on a new shoulder piece. This is an advanced cannon, as you can probably tell. It's a railgun, which is basically a copy of this, just a fair bit smaller, so don't expect it to be quite as strong. And then we have something really weird. So this is actually two railguns. Originally it was a particle cannon, before that it was something else on the old Titan design, and it's two minimum gauge 1000 RPM cannons with 1 meter length shells. Essentially it fires thousands of shells per minute, and they all have tracers because it looks fun. Essentially I'm using a railgun like a laser, because I wanted to use a railgun like a laser, and it's actually not the worst thing in the world. It's not meta, it's not that effective, but it actually does some damage, and it's fun to watch. But yet, loads of missiles, loads of armor, a good slather of something good guyish, and it is once again ready to go. And as I mentioned, it is transmitting to the main craft, which means it is essentially its eyes. Because sometimes when you fight so many titans, you need to show at least one of them the error of their ways. And I'm sure it's happier for it. It's a kindness, really. Kind of rocks around a little bit though, which is interesting. Either way, we're now going to go ahead and try to find our enemies, and as I mentioned, the main craft now has a true AI, which means I don't have to manually fire, so I can focus on movement, or just chilling. You know, one of the two. You know, I'm starting to think I may have gone a bit overboard with all the mannequins. But you know, they are quite subtle, they don't really do all that much, so they're not too in the way. Oh, hey Larry. Oh, Larry. You know I can't read. Oh, hello. Who are we fighting? Ooh, red lasers. Nope, they're not red lasers, they're the shots from the Bloodhound. I don't know what you are, but you're going down fast. Okay, give me a second so I can actually see what's going on. So, this is what we're fighting. Seems like it's melee based. Okay, now we're actually hitting the thing. Earlier we were kind of missing all our first shots. Seems like some kind of melee craft. Well, the closer it gets, the more accurate our weapons. Oh, there goes its melee thing at the bottom. So you are the hunter. And dead. Like I say, the weapons on the Bloodhound aren't the strongest thing, but they are fun to watch. Just loads of little explosives. All with timed fuses for fun. Even though the radius is only like 3 meters. And so we wait for our next target. I noticed a lot of the shells going underneath. I think they're trying to aim at something specific, like a block underneath. I have set the aim point selection to be very slow to change blocks. And maybe I do need to mess around with the detection system a bit more. I'm a bit rusty, okay? Now, as I was saying, Larry, I can't read. Go back to work. You're needed, elsewhere. And I'm in your head. Just putting it out there. I'm currently in your head. The enemy is a Titan. Hence why I'm not really putting much interest in this. Okay, you can keep on doing that. And I'm going to keep on doing what... Oh, there you go. AI did. And I'm going to keep on doing what I was originally doing, adding some secondary weapons so that we can fire at smaller targets. I see missiles. And we're already in a good position to fire our weapons, so I'll just stay there. Looks like another great Talon craft. The Hobgoblin. Oh, I remember you. Yeah, you got a face down there, haven't you? So the problem with the really rapid-fire minimum gauge rails is that there's so many small explosives, not all of them render, and you can't see the explosives from the new shells I've installed. That's a problem. I mean, even that one didn't explode properly. I saw blocks fly off, but that missile didn't have an explosion. Also, as you can see, the laser is pretty weak. Just because I didn't want it to use up too much power. It's mostly set to destroy small targets. It's set on a secondary AI than all the other weapons, and will target small enemies first. It's more of a point defense than anything else. But against craft rather than missiles and such. Oh, another enemy. Hello. What are you? Also, we're in a bad position, so let's pause. Currently, our back gun isn't firing at all. Were they cram shells? Okay, just weird to see that from what looks like... Oh, I think I've seen you before. Have I? The Casimir. Probably pronounced that wrong. I just looked at it quickly, and, well, I am dyslexic. Slowly turning. Missiles which were originally destined for the other enemy now hitting it. There's 2 large missiles. Oh. This thing has a lot of armor, doesn't it? Yeah, that's all heavy armor at the front. Well, we knocked its top off. So, the reason why I think the shells are doing so poorly is they're reacting to small movements very, very badly. It's mostly designed to take out things like the crossbones that'll just sit still. See, as soon as it sits still, the accuracy is actually pretty on point. It just doesn't react to small changes very quickly, so I might need to alter the detection a bit. Or maybe I've been spoiled just because manual aim is pretty much perfect. It's essentially using the non-detection settings when you're in sandbox mode if you have them off. Still, that's 2 enemies. How's everyone doing? Lasers just don't seem that powerful anymore, I've got to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I could be very much wrong. But we lost so little health there. More Titans. So the distance of these fights is still utterly insane. I need to keep on reminding myself that when I think about the accuracy. It fires the shell, then it takes up to 5 seconds to reach the target, even moving at over 1,000 meters per second, so any small movement or deviation in their speed, and the shell just goes off. Still, I'm not sure if they're healing anymore. Just a weird thing I've noticed. I haven't really seen the bases healing the top of the Titans. I didn't notice the game update. Is there an update here? Or just, is everything insane? It could just be pure insanity. One Titan goes down, then of course another one is spawned in instantly. Explodey. The cathode. Well, it looks amazing. I may have been messing around with the small shells again. It's colourful if nothing else. Essentially, right now, they're purely armor piercing, so they do full damage even to heavy armor. They're doing about 700 damage each, and they're still being fired in the thousands. Hence all the little blocks being knocked off fairly consistently when it actually hits. Wow, yeah, when it really hits, that's doing quite a lot, actually. Surprised. The problem is, though, it doesn't get into the internals fast enough because it just doesn't have enough kinetic damage per shell, so although it's doing full damage to most things, as you can see once again as things falling off, it's just really scratching the armor. It's just taking off armor where it's hitting. Of course, the main shells are doing a lot more, but not being quite as visually obvious. Even the shells which detonate inside don't really showcase themselves all that well. Still, all the little hits very quickly disable enemies. I'm just really messing around, honestly. Is this a good thing to do? No. Is it fun? Yeah. Is that a kobold? Now that's something I've not seen in a while. Yep, it is. Make sure, yeah, we are facing the correct way. And it does have a missile defense system. Just dragging flare things behind it. Seems to be struggling to hit us. And missiles have been utterly useless. Honestly, we're missing quite a few of our shells as well, just because of distance and the slight movements. The detection system should be mostly ignoring the slight movements, but yeah, it's still making a lot of them miss. Also, pretty decent shielding on this thing. Very slowly wearing away at the block of armor on the front. Yeah, this is taking a while. Both sides aren't really landing that many shots. Well, some of the shields have gone down. Not all of them, though. We are over 1 million damage now just in the regular kinetic shells. This thing is so much sturdier than it used to be. I remember the Kobold having a few problems staying in the air once it started taking damage. Oh, one of the detection things has gone into the enemy, which is interesting. And by detection I meant to say distraction. Where are our EMP shells? Oh, we're at a bad angle, so it's not firing. Well, that makes sense. Well, that could have been a much faster fight, but yeah, I wasn't turning off the enemy shields at all there. Maybe I should remove the minimum gauge advanced cannons. There we go, now we're doing EMP damage, which means as they go through the shields, they are essentially turning them off, so we're going to see way less in the way of shells being deflected by the shields now. Spin! And down it goes. A judgment, something we have seen now a few times in this run. Oh, looks like we are causing it to become a sub. And there are torpedoes, but there's no chance we can outrun them or really get out of the way. Well, that didn't take too long, really. Everything's missing now since it is underwater and we can't really detect it properly. I really should add some detection underneath. Or, of course, I could just use manual control. I can override the AI, by the way, and of course I can just turn it off if I desire. Oh, there we are. Stop wasting shells. It's already dead. $2 million kinetic damage we did there. I think the main problem I have with the kinetic shells is they're just so not visually appealing. It's sometimes difficult to see the damage you're really doing, especially when they're going inside and exploding like this one, so... yeah, not the most fun. Also, I've been keeping track. I've now killed 14 Titans already. Yeah, it's getting a bit out of hand, really. I've added some sonars to the Minecraft, so now we can detect things in the water a bit better, and yeah, it's making a huge difference. We can actually mostly hit things in the water now, which is pretty good. I don't know why, but the torso, the Bloodhound, always seems to fire a little bit high. I'm not 100% sure why. Still, again, most hit. That was 2 million damage done in the space of about 40 seconds. And the Titan is now dead. Just yet another one to add to the list. Okay, so I fixed the issue with the shells always firing over the enemy. The two main reasons were A, it turns out there's actually a bit of recoil on the blue weapon. I didn't notice, I hadn't quite got enough recoil suppression, so I kept on firing simply high up when it recoiled. But also, the detection system was a bit too finicky. It was reacting far too much to small movements. So every time the enemy would bob slightly, the shells would think, oh, it's going to go way up into the air, and it would start firing way too high. So now, the accuracy is far, far better. Also, I've gone back to explosive rounds, because, I don't know, I like explosions, I guess. Now, you might be wondering, Lathrix, aren't explosive weapons normally better with larger shells? Generally, yes. Once again, this ain't meta, this is stupid. Because it's fun. And if this is going to be the final video of the adventure, which I am really thinking it's going to be, I just wanted to just mess around and make something stupid. Also, that is now the 20th Titan I've killed. Well, at least 20. I think I've lost count at some point. Been here now for several hours. I just want one big, strong enemy to fight at the end. I know there are several designs which will kill us. I know they exist, but I keep on seeing things like the Titan. Eventually. Eventually. Though I do think it should end here, because although I am still having fun, it is now becoming a bit monotonous, a little bit tedious, and I don't want to start disliking it, so we'll end it here. We'll probably come back to the adventure mode again in the future, perhaps with some rules. For instance, I need to increase the difficulty a lot faster, melee only perhaps, laser only, some specific rules to make it a bit more interesting, at least after the first zone. Because that's the fun bit, in my opinion, getting to this point. This point is just kind of being there, and I'm just rambling again. At the moment, I just ramble about everything. Don't think you're meant to be at that angle there, bud. So, it's a carrier. And it's carrying a lot. Of course, our lasers will be focusing on those, along with the small weapons, so they will be dealt with over time. Everything else will be going after the carrier, which really wants to fly. Which is interesting, to say the least. And there we are, there goes one. Laser now focus on the next. The small weapons are now firing at them as well, so yeah, they will be taken out eventually, plus those very small missiles, even if they are stacked, will not get through our armor. Most likely. Trying to hit that thing is a bit annoying. Are my main weapons going after the small? Oh, that's why the damage is so low. I was wondering about that. For some reason, the large railguns are also going after these fellows. Well, that's something I need to alter. They will be hitting once they get closer, but yeah. They fragment? Yeah, they're fragment missiles. Just a few scratches there on the metal. Oh, now that the rapid fire railguns are after them, they are going down very quickly. Since essentially right now they are basically anti-aircraft weapons. Throw your hands up in the air, lad. Those things are very good at dodging. But they are still taking a little bit of damage from those explosives. Okay, that's now firing at that, and goodbye. That'll go down fairly quickly. As we get blinded by the light, as it does cartwheels. Well, cartwheels, I was meant to say loops. Can something please hit that? That would be lovely. Thank you. And now back to you. And this will make 27 Titans killed. I've lost track again. Either way, the shells are now inertial fuse, fragment, and solid warhead. So essentially they're doing a fair bit of kinetic damage on impact, and they do have fragments, which also do a fair bit of damage. They're actually okay, but again, it's not all that strong. It's just fun to see so many shells hit something. Wow, I've carved all the way through it. Not bad though, already at 1 million damage. The range of this thing. It's like a laser. The singularity has spawned in. Oh, it seems like we've done some damage to it. I just moved as soon as I saw it was something which wasn't a Titan. I think it's removed our back turret, and we've done something to its internals. Yeah, it's not jumping. I think we've caused an internal explosion, like we've taken out maybe its engines. Yeah. We've done something horrible to it. But before we could do anything, yeah, it basically instantly took out our back turret. Well, at least the turret cap, by the looks of things. Sorry I didn't get any footage of that. I was literally changing up some armor when I saw we were under attack, and I was so certain it was just a Titan, I didn't focus at all. Still take a beating, though. Those tiny shells are so rubbish. Fun to watch, though. And it's good to know that the armor penetration with high explosive is valuable. Like I say, it clearly did something almost instantly. Oh, hello. Yeah, it's going down now. Really should move so we can fire all of our weapons, but I'm having fun just watching the frag slowly shear off armor. Leveled a lot today after so many titans. Well, a bit of a disappointing fight, I do apologise again. But I have been recording now for about 5 hours. It's just been titan after titan after titan after titan, so I got a bit complacent. Now, the singularity has actually been downgraded. It does cost a fortune. I think it's like, yeah, 1.8 million, which actually makes it more expensive than us, by the way. And that includes the Bloodhound turret. But apparently it's been downgraded, and the reason I've heard is because if you get a shell inside, it does have a lot of potential for just chain reactions. At least, again, that's what I've been told. I could be wrong there. And that's clearly what happened early on. Probably one of these shells, which are a 500mm, 8-meter length shell, which is just designed for that, must have got through and just took out something. Well done. There's so much scrap for us to collect. As a lot of people pointed out, what I could do is make a little drone ship which could just go out and grab everything, but should have done that earlier. I'll probably do that the next time we do the adventure mode. I've got a lot of plans for the next adventure mode. Oh my god, these things are adorable. So this is the Peacekeeper. Well, I've never seen this one before. Doesn't really look like much of a threat, but it is very, very cute. Look at these little things. Oh, but it's had an explosion. Once again, really far away. The laser is doing almost no damage at this range. The laser isn't actually that weak, it's just that far away. It's not the strongest. What weaponry does this thing actually have? It seems like it's more for the drones. Well, there we go. It's down. At this point, you'd think that Titans would just be extinct. Oh, hello there! The Megalodon has spawned just as the Titan was destroyed. It still has a bit of its corpse floating in the air. 2.2 million resources of a beautiful ship. Okay then. What we need to do is very, 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 very quickly try and turn ourselves around. I'm going to reverse slightly into this. If there's ever a time to actually hit the target, that time is now. Though it doesn't seem to be firing back at this range. Oh no, no, it certainly is. And good, it has railguns. Oh, yep, it's definitely hitting as well. Ow. Okay, unleashing all weapons now. There we go. So it has munition defense and it has a distractor. That's very annoying for our missiles. At this range, though, yeah, I'm firing, it isn't. Oh, why is so much lag? I feel like I've just lost something. No, all guns are still just about functioning. Oh, no, I may have dropped... No, I didn't. For a second there, I thought I dropped the Bloodhound. It is actually firing, by the way. It's hard to tell sometimes, but yeah, it is definitely firing. I just saw the rail effect go off. What is it? Could have been wrong there. Okay, it's getting very close now before it starts the broadside. Does it actually broadside? I'm assuming a lot of things here. Yeah, missiles are being utterly worthless. Done over 1 million damage to it. If it had shields, they're turned off by the EMP. Oh, yep, I just saw it trigger, so it is firing. It is just very, very hard to tell sometimes. What's going on with the back weapon? I've only just noticed it's not even firing at all. Oh, it looks like we've gone inside. Have we done some damage to it? Perhaps turned it off? Where's the local weapon controller? It's so difficult to tell. When it's not your design, trying to find specific things can be such a nightmare. Can't see any damage here, so... Don't know why that's not trying to aim at me, honestly. Okay, now it is. Just fired, so did that. They seem to be focusing a lot on our back section, which... Oh, God, that just tears things apart. It's just not focusing on anywhere important. That back section has very, very little in there of value. Oh, and now change target. I think it just heard me. Just don't go for the weapons, please. I could manually fire here, but I'm just going to allow the AI to do its thing. We are carving through there. Oh, very soon. Yep, we are about to start damaging. We are damaging the inside of that turret now. Carved through enough armor. That frag does eventually get the job done. Those two guns seem stuck forwards. Oh, no, there's another enemy. Please don't be targeting me. Yeah, of course you are. What on earth are you? The Sovereign. Okay, then. No idea what you are, but you seem terrifying. Maybe we should stop focusing on that. Pause. Please actually work. Half done, that does nothing. Thank you. Well, we're getting like 0 hits, so that's great. We lost a turret, and those two turrets seem to be glitched out. Let's just manually realign them. There we go. That wasn't helping. We had 2 of our main turrets just not even firing. Oh, one of them just hit. That was the explosive one. What I need to do is hit that turret. Okay, I'm going to actually manual fire here. I want a difficult battle. Here it is, the Sovereign and the Megalodon. Seems like we was going to beat the Megalodon. Oh, good, we've hit the turret, I think. Don't know what it's firing, but it's carving us apart. I'm assuming APHE. Please keep firing it. The bloodhound. Oh, we are sinking. You've taken out some of our II. It's okay, we can keep on firing even if we sink. I've hit the turret a few times, but how did that bounce? Its bobbing is really annoying. You know what, let's go back for center of mass. Damn, that thing is terrifying. Are we completely submerged? Oh, jeez. It's okay, just ignore us. We're just a sub now. Perhaps if we fought it one-on-one, we'd have had some kind of chance, but yeah. Oh, it can't seem to see us. Oh, its turret's broke. We have taken out its weapon, though. There we go. Okay, so we have offlined it. That seems to be its only weapon. No, it has a slight weapon there, a small laser. But we have taken out the main weapon. We've done some kind of internal damage there. It's not even trying to lock onto either of the targets. I'd be happy to call that a draw, honestly. No, I'll give the victory to it, let's be fair, but we did better than I thought. Is that laser not firing at the missiles? I thought it was an anti-missile system. But yeah, the fact that the weapon isn't even trying to lock on to the Megalodon, which it was able to fire at, clearly shows that it's a bit on the broke side. And it is still able to aim at us, because the other weapon's still looking around, so it is capable. I'm just going to double check to see if there has been some internal damage to it. Oh yeah, we have carved through all the heavy armor. We've finally got to the important stuff. Oh yeah, we have just hollowed it out. This is meant to be filled. You can tell there's still bits left. Yeah, so we have completely offline the main weapon of that. Has a Titan spawned in as well? Where are we currently? Obviously underwater, but still. I mean, we are repairing slowly. Eventually we will get back on our feet. In fact, the only thing keeping us down right now is just the fact that it's clearly knocked out our PID for keeping altitude and then made enough holes in us that we're not buoyant without it. So what I could do is just put down a temporary version to force ourselves back up, and then we can finish off the fight. So it turns out, not only did we lose all of our PID and everything else, we also lost pretty much all of our internal rotors. There was a direct hit, and it just caused a serious problem in the very core of the craft. Okay, we are now increasing altitude again. You know what? Sure, go ahead, keep on firing. Wait, your detection's going to be really messed up. We have sonar, but that's about it. Where am I even firing? Once again at the Megalodon. How about you don't, and you try and take this thing out of the sky?
Engaging now.
Oh! Here comes the Bloodhound! Rising from the ashes. Rising from the depths. I've got to say it. Doesn't seem to have any missile protection on this thing, which is good. Unless that laser is missile protection. It's hard to tell. I've also lost a lot of our detection systems, so you think I was having problems before? We're half blind now. Damn, this thing is just a block of armor, isn't it? Looks amazing, though. The less damage side there for the looks. Can you just get, like, one shot through there, especially one of the large gauge weapons? I'm saying, no, we've lost the main weapon, haven't we? The Megalodon seems to be pretty much dead in the water as well. Oh, lots of lag. Degraded mode. Could be the 2 extra Titans which are currently fighting us. Oh no, it's a third. There's a third Titan. Is there a reason why you're not firing? You're looking at it angrily, but yeah, nothing is firing. Why? Oh. Wait, that didn't actually control the weapons. Yeah. Oh, I am firing. It's just we're in super degraded mode now. So we can't see the shells. Well, I'm realizing now our shells are just not good enough. Saying that, though, we did take out the weapon fairly quickly. It's just that much heavy armor. I clearly need to work on what shell is best. Not that I was really going for the meta stuff anyway. Boop. Okay, well that's pretty much out. It's not really fighting us, so now I guess we should focus on the Titans, which are thankfully aiming at the Megalodon.
Engaging now.
The missiles will likely keep on targeting that anyway, since they are just going with radar. What a weird little brawl. I miss my main weapons. Say goodnight to the Sovereign.
Engaging now.
My guns keep on getting caught. That's so annoying. And that's because the firing restrictions aren't set properly, so occasionally they get stuck on the armor behind them if they try and aim too far. It's nice when something's so close you can actually hit it with every shot. Wow, yeah, those tiny shells are just rubbish. They really are. Oh, by the looks of them, when you look at the raw numbers, it seems like they're going to be okay, but then you get them in practice and it's just a no. What was that? Oh, the other Titan. So many Titans, go away! Oh, that's the Sovereign there dying. So we definitely took out the Sovereign. Can't believe how easy it was to sink us. Well, it wouldn't have been that easy if it didn't take out that one specific section. I'm actually amazed it got there, because that is, I'd say, the best protected area on the entire ship. It's got the AI for our depth, and it has some of our material storage, and it has at least 6 layers of heavy armor. I have no idea how it got there so quickly. And I'm not sure if it was the Megalodon or the Sovereign which did it, honestly. Could have been either. It would be silly to try and capture the Megalodon, wouldn't it? Naturally, that's what we're going to try and do then. That'll at least keep us in a bit of a hold. Likely won't be able to really drag it all that much with this, but still. Can the winches go anywhere on this? No, it has to be attached to that itself, doesn't it? Well, there we are, the max for that. And yoink. Well, that'll stop you from firing at me anymore. Where is your AI, little friend? Oh, look at it still trying to look at us. It's suffering. We're under attack from something else, but I think I found the mainframe. I was just going to keep on using EMP. Oh, all the weapons stopped. Okay, is in fact AI dead. Let's get there quickly, please. I was just going to use EMP, but the problem is it has so much heavy armor, I feel like I would end up destroying it. There we go, we've managed to somehow capture that. Turn on everything from you. Because there's an aircraft attacking us, it doesn't look particularly big, so not too scared there. Oh, the enemy's making nukes. Oh, it's one of you, okay. Yeah, that's not too scary, especially since by the looks of things already took out its weapons. Shame we don't really have the resources to heal the Megalodon. I am going to go in the sandbox mode just to see this in our full colours. What a way to end the series. Oh, there is a nuke. Why is no one targeting the nuke? Thank you. Oh yeah, our missiles are currently EMP. Explains the lack of damage they're doing. Could you please just go away? Two damaged, and we are done. Okay. There's another enemy, it's just a Titan, but this is where I'm going to call it. The adventure series is officially over. We have captured a Megalodon, we have destroyed a Sovereign from the Scarlet Dawn, although apparently there are a lot of other designs which would have been very scary, if not more so than these. There have been so many names thrown at me. I do apologise if I've not seen every design which would have been really threatening, but with so many Titans spawning and how long it's taking, I think now is where I'm going to end it before I start to hate the series. It has got to that point now where it's at the tipping point from me absolutely adoring it and having some fantastic moments to me actively disliking it. The campaign will be out soon as well, but before we go, let's have a look at the Megalodon in the sandbox mode in our colours. Well done, ship. We made it to the end. Bit more pinkish than I originally thought it'd be, but there we are, the Megalodon in the colours of the Lathrixian Legion. This thing must just burn through material. Wow, it really is. Look at that, 1,000 gone, another 1,000 gone. Yeah, it's got so many steam boilers. So its strength is definitely its munition defense. This thing is ridiculously strong. But the thing is, almost all of my shells were pretty much counter munition defense. There's nothing they really could have done. Cool looking bridge. Really cool looking bridge. I love how this bridge has been done, actually. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video and enjoyed the season itself, then of course, likes, favourite, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. The campaign will be arriving soon as the tactical AI is fully implemented in the stable branch, and a new adventure series will likely be in the future as well. I really, really loved this series. I think it's one of my all-time favourite series on the channel. I just think it's a good time to let it end, especially with the Titan problem. The next time I play, hopefully that will be resolved. Apparently it's already known and being worked on, so we'll see a lot more in terms of designs and a lot more variety and everything. And I'll definitely have to set some rules for myself because I stayed in the lower difficulty way too long. I'm fully aware of this, it was a mistake on my part, and it made it too easy to collect resources. We need to really challenge ourselves and make it far more dangerous. Still, great ending. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. Do take care. Goodbye for now.